You apparently always knew you wanted to be a stay-at-home dad if you ever could.
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, I guess my parents were both kind of stay-at-home parents. I mean, they did it by not having jobs or not really wanting to make any money. But in my case, I wanted to make sure that I could provide for my family in a way that made sense and where I could give them good opportunities and still be home all the time to be able to support them and help them. And I think that's good parenting. I think takes a lot of time. I don't think you can really shove good parenting into small windows of time.
How does everything change once you have kids?
I mean, your time becomes tight no matter how you slice it, I think, at least for me. I don't have a lot of room for other priorities right now.
So 4 kids, 2 with your wife, Morgan, 2 from women you met before, Morgan, and everybody lives under one roof.
Yeah.
I understand. What's that like? That's a big family.
Yeah, I mean, 4 kids is a lot, no matter how you slice it. But they're all really mellow. They get along great. All of them healthy. So it's, and I share time with my older 2 with their other families, and that's, I think these days that's more or less the norm. It seems so normal to them that I don't think it really throws anybody off. It's just, logistically there's certain challenges, but I think that would be the case whether we were doing that or not.
When Morgan was pregnant, why did you not want her to have the babies at hospital?
Oh, it wasn't that I didn't want her to. I wanted her to do the research and educate herself about the options. I mean, I think that I don't really care what anybody does in terms of making their own decisions. I feel bad when people make decisions based on fear or being not educated about the options. And I think that's always been the case. There's a million different ways to get things done, and to each their own. I believe in letting people do whatever they want. But I think sometimes you have to spur people on in terms of, giving them a little push to educate themselves and be aware of what the options are and make a informed decision on what they truly would do if they had all the information. So that was all it was. I was born at home. My mom's a midwife. We had a different way about it. I didn't care if the kids were born in the hospital really, except that I thought there were certain drawbacks. Those were manageable, and we could have managed them in a hospital if that had been the decision we made. But I thought that if she dug into it and did the research, I thought she would appreciate the benefits of having kids at home. Morgan
says about you, quote, you're an unbelievable dad, caring, loving, natural father, that you don't get too emotional. You're, quote, constant, consistent, and always there. Mm-hmm. Thoughts? I believe in consistency and tolerance, patience, and I think I'm sure I have tons of things that I'm not good at or that I have deficiencies on, but I think I make up for those by being very, very consistently giving, especially to my family. I think, there's never times where I lose sight of what the goal is, which is to be the best father that I can. And explain why you and your wife have made a conscious decision to never just say no to the kids. You'll always explain why you're making a decision. I wouldn't say we actually do that. I think that's our aspiration. Okay. Sometimes you just have to say no. It is what it is. But I think it bothers both of us, and I think it bothers Morgan in particular when somebody just says no, and it's no because I know and you don't, or no because I'm the boss and you're not. I think that goes against her nature a little bit. So we like to explain because you're arming the child, the person with knowledge. You're explaining, and so they can understand why the decision was made a certain way. And I think that in the long term gives them independence and gives them confidence and self-belief and lets them solve problems, gives them another perspective on things, which are all part of trying to educate a kid. She comes from a wealthy background. You grew up effectively in the middle of nowhere with no electricity or running water. How do you balance the differing backgrounds in raising kids? It doesn't seem that hard for us. I grew up there, but then I experienced the rest of the world, and sure. I've been around. So right. But I'm just talking about in terms of
it's not really hard. I don't really have much of a desire to have my kids be raised the way that I was raised. I think there was
great benefits to it, but it was also, it was challenging, and there was things that I wasn't afforded certain opportunities that I'd love to give my kids. I think we see very eye to eye. Morgan is she's a great mother, that she wants the best for the kids, and she is very clear in the way that she sees that, and I think we're good at communicating. So, we're able to really easily figure out where that balance lies.